Good morning, my dear students. Myself, Dr. T. Raghuraman, Assistant Professor, Department of Automobile Engineering and the School of Mechanical Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. In this video lecture, we will see the topic flow-through pipes. It's coming under Module 4 of an subject code U18PC AU302. Course name is Engineering Fluid Mechanics. So in case flow-through pipes, if you are seeing, already we had seen in the first module properties of fluid viscosity. Then in the second module, we got seen about kinematics of flow, and third module boundary layer. So if you are seeing all these things, if you are having viscosity, a fluid layer will be passing through a substance, a flat plate. So that is what instead of on a plate, now we are considering a closed passage, a pipe. So on the pipe while it is moving, how the flow will be, that is what you are going to see. The whatever the losses it is going to get in case of a pipe, that is what we are going to see on this topic especially. So that's what you can able to see a steady flow on a laminar flow and a zigzag way of flow, that is what a turbulent flow. So that is what it is happening in case of a pipe. So in the pipe while the fluid flow is going on, you will be having an experiencing of an energy losses. Now this video lecture we are going to see about these energy losses, both major losses as well as minor losses. So that is what whenever the fluid is flowing through a pipe, the fluid experiences some resistance due to which some of the energy of fluid loss is happening. So that is what we are going to see the energy losses as major losses and minor energy losses. Both we are going to discuss on this video lecture. So in this major energy loss means it is mainly because of a friction in pipe. So that will be what it is described by means of the two equation, Darcy-Weisbach equation as well as Chassis formula. So that is what we are having in case of a major energy losses, mainly due to friction. Okay, that is Darcy-Weisbach formula and Chassis formula. And in this minor energy losses, it is a expression considered for smaller pipes. That also we are going to see all these things: sudden expansion of pipe, sudden contraction of pipe, as well as bending pipe, and obstruction present in the pipe, and the means of a pipe fitting. These are all what we are going to see in case of minor energy losses. So in case of major energy losses, we are going to see one or two problems. But minor energy losses, we will be seeing what will be the energy loss equation for each cases. Okay, but we are not concentrating on problems in minor energy losses. So now coming to the major energy losses, the expression for the case of an head loss due to the friction in pipe. That is, we are going to make an expression for the case of Darcy-Weisbach formula first. So now we are considering a pipe. So you have a pipe, okay, parallel pipe, horizontal pipe, so that you will be considering the two section of it. So you are considering a uniform horizontal pipe that is having a steady flow. You are considering a steady flow. On the steady flow, you will be considering the two sections, section 1.1 as well as section 2.2. So on this, you will be considering P1 is what a pressure intensity. In case of section 1.1 means it is P1, and V1 is what a velocity. On the case of section 1.1, here you are considering P1, V1, and L is what. So from here to here, you will be having a length of pipe between section 1.1 to 2.2. And small d is what? This diameter of the pipe. The diameter of the pipe is small d. And it will be what? When the fluid is flowing, it will be going to experience the friction. The pipe is going to experience a friction F1. So that's what F dash is being what? It is a frictional resistance per unit wetted area. Wetted area is what? It is having a contact on the perimeter of a pipe. That is what you have on a wetted area. So that HF is what we have to identify using Darcy-Weisbach means we are going to make identification of a major energy loss because of this friction. So we are going to identify about a HF. So our aim is to identify HF, that is a loss of head due to friction. So similarly at section 2.2 we will be having what P2 and V2, that is pressure intensity as well as velocity at section 2.2. So now you are applying a Bernoulli's equation. Bernoulli's equation you will be knowing you have a combination of pressure head as well as velocity head and data head. That is what we are going to have application of this Bernoulli's equation in both 1 as well as 2 2. But while going to 2 2, it is having addition of losses due to friction. So that is what you will be having a total head at 2 2, and also a loss of head due to friction between 1 1 and 2 2. That loss of head also getting added in case of a section 2 2. So that is what we are having the pressure head P1 by rho g plus the kinematic head V1 square by 2g plus the datum head Z1 in case of section 1 1. And in section 2 2, we are going to have the same respective thing, but suffix 2 as it is being section 2 2. So P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. In addition, what we are adding is we are adding the loss due to the head, loss of head due to the friction. So friction and loss is also you are adding. So this is what we have to identify what might be the HF. So since the pipe is being horizontal, as the pipe is horizontal, we are accounting Z1 equal to Z2 because it is a horizontal pipe. If it is inclined pipe, we will be having a different Z2. As it is horizontal, you are going to have a same Z1 and Z2. And V1, V2 is what? It is the diameter of pipe is being same because you are having same diameter, so that you are not having to have a change of a velocity. You are going to have a same velocity only. So V1 and that will be equal to V2 as it is being the same diameter. So you will be considering that V1, V2 is same, so it is going to get cancelled, and Z1 is also equal to Z2, that is being cancelled. So that you will be having P1 by rho g, that will be equal to Z2, and also it is getting cancelled. Only thing P1 by rho g, that will be equal to only P2 by rho g plus Zf. So the velocity head and datum head it is getting cancelled because you are having a horizontal pipe, so datum head gets cancelled. And the kinetic head also, as velocity is constant, kinetic head also getting cancelled. Only you have pressure head difference. So that pressure head difference is what actually you will be having a loss of head due to friction. The HF will be the pressure head difference. P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. Because at next step, while it is going this side, you will be getting a pressure head difference only. So that what we are keeping this as equation 1. And for expression, you are making further, you are continuing that our aim is to identify about this HF. Now you are considering what might be the frictional resistance. The frictional resistance will be what? That is equal to the frictional resistance per unit wetted area per unit velocity into the wetted area, that's the perimeter, into velocity square. That is what? Your frictional resistance. So if you are seeing this, the wetted area is what? Actually, this pipe perimeter pi d, for that is the entire length L. Okay. So this is the perimeter only at a particular point if you are considering, that is pi d. But you are considering what is the wetted area in this length 1 to 2, section 1 to 2. So that is what you will be multiplying with the capital L is what? The length between section 1 1 to section 2 as we have seen previously. Okay. So you are having wetted area is being pi d, and velocity is what? Capital V, that is what equal to V1, V2. So that F1 you will be writing, it is a frictional resistance per unit wetted area, that is multiplied by at what area it is acting. It is acting for the area of this 1 to 2. That's what you are putting pi d. You are considering that wetted area multiplied by velocity square, because we are seeing area unit is what? Area unit is being that's being a meter square, and here you will be getting a meter square per second square. So that multiplying with an frictional resistance per unit area per unit velocity. So by that you will be going to get a frictional resistance for the entire length of a pipe that we are considering from section 1 1 to section 2 2. So now further, while solving as perimeter, we can take pi d as capital P. This we are taking as an equation 2. Now the forces acting on the fluid between section 1 1 and 2 2 is being what we are considering as P1 into A, that will be what? A pressure force acting at section 1 1, because A is the area of an pipe and P1 is what? Pressure intensity here. So that here the pressure force will be P1 into A. Similarly at section 2 2, you will be having a pressure force P2 into A. So that frictional force that can be identified as, so you can able to resolve the forces in the horizontal direction. So we had found P1A at section 1 1 and that will be equal to what? You are going to make equation in case of friction intensity of section 2 to, you will be having addition of the frictional resistance. So while you are starting from here to here, you are considering the frictional resistance F1. So that will be what? P1A, that will be equal to P2A plus F1. It is having a opposing of P2 here and also the frictional resistance F1. If you able to see the direction, okay. So that is what P1A equal to P2A plus F1. That is what you are resolving the forces horizontally. So that now you are getting the equation that you are taking all this thing on the left side. So it will become minus. So P1A minus P2A minus F1, that will be equal to 0. Now this P1 minus P2 we can take commonly outside because A is common here. So you are keeping A here. So that will be equal to what? F1. And also we were seeing from equation 2, F1 is what? F1 is F dash into PLV square, where P is the perimeter, vector perimeter. You have seen pi d. Okay. So that's what you are substituting here. F dash into PLV square. So that P1 minus P2, that pressure difference you are seeing, the A we are taking this side, so that it will be what? This the entire thing F dash PLV square divided by cross section area U. So now from equation 1, what is the equation 1? That is being what? That is P1 minus P2, that will be equal to rho G HF. So now we are equating the value of P1 minus P2. So here we are going to put that rho G HF. So rho G HF, that will be equal to this F dash PLV square divided by cross section area G. So what is required to found for us is HF. So you are going to keep HF on one side and rho G you are taking this side. So HF will be what? This F dash by rho G P by A LV square. This equation is called equation 3. And now we are making this HF, we have found that as equation 3. And now in this equation 3, we are knowing P by A, that is what P is a wetting perimeter and A is a cross section area. If you are putting wetting perimeter as pi d and area is being what? Cross section area, entire cross section area is being pi by 4 d square. That will be what? That is the value while you are solving d and d square, while it is cancelling, it will become d and 4 will go on the top. So it becomes 4 by d. So now this 4 by d you are substituting in case of this p by d. By you are substituting in case of p by d, 4 by d. You are going to get the value as HF equal to F dash 4 LV square by rho G. So that is what? Equation 4. So you are putting here this F dash by P, we can put as F by 2. That is what known to be a coefficient of friction. If you are substituting like that, you will be getting, see here F dash by rho, you are substituting a value of F by 2. So now 4 by 2 is getting cancelling. You are going to keep this 2 this side, okay? So 4F and V square by P 2G. That is what this final equation is, what we will be calling as a Darcy-Weisbach equation. So this equation is what you will be calling as a Darcy-Weisbach equation. This is for major loss. In the major loss, we have seen about Darcy-Weisbach equation. The same thing we are going to see another equation that is being what a chassis formula, then followed by a problem we are going to see. So this is what earlier we had solved about that Darcy-Weisbach equation. Now we are going to see about a chassis formula. So in Darcy-Weisbach, we have seen this equation HF equal to what? F dash by rho G into P by A LV square. We are using the same equation, and where we will be knowing HF is what? Loss of head due to friction, and P is the wetted perimeter area. L is being length of pi, A is being area of cross section of pi, and M and the V is what is the mean velocity of flow. And now here we are considering that A by P is being what? Area of flow divided by wetted perimeter is what called to be a hydraulic mean depth or hydraulic radius, and it is what? It is denoted by M. So hydraulic mean depth, that is M equal to A by T, we can write as pi by 4 d square divided by pi d. So that is what equal to d by 4. So now we are making substitution of this A by B equal to M, that is P by A you can substitute as 1 by M. So in equation 1 you are substituting it. So here you are putting it as 1 by M and F dash by rho G and LV square as it is. By P by A you are replacing by means of 1 by M. You are considering a hydraulic mean depth. So now V square value if you are keeping and keeping others on the other side. So this will be getting that is the inverse, that is rho g by f dash, and L is 1 by L, and V square is what you are keeping as this, and with this going on the other side means it is M. So now on this you are getting for the simplification rho g by f dash into M hf by L. That is what for the case of V square. Now V value from this we will be identifying that this is being V square. So V value means we have to take a square root of this entire thing. That's what you are making writing here. And here you are making rho g by f dash into square root of M into hf by L. And this you are putting as equation 2. And now this equation 2, we are taking this value first term square root of rho g by f dash as capital letter C. So this C is what we will be calling as a Chassis constant. And this hf by L value, that is said to be I. What is that I is? That is the loss of head per unit length of pipe. So substituting the values, we will be making rho g by f dash, we have taken as capital C, and hf by L, we have taken as small I. So that value, if you are substituting in the case of an equation 2, we can able to obtain a Chassis formula. Okay. So V equal to C square root of M, because this we have taken as capital C, and this we have taken as I square root of M. This equation is what we will be calling as a Chassis formula. So now we will see a problem under this major energy losses. Then we will head into minor energy losses. So you are required to find the head loss due to friction in a pipe of diameter 300 mm and a length of 50 meters through which the water is flowing or a velocity of 3 meters per second using both Darcy formula as well as Chassis formula, where C value is given as 60. So now you are writing that a diameter of pipe is given mm. So as in previous models also, while the units will be given in case of an mm centimeter, what in the linear unit standard unit is being meter, we have to convert it to a meter. So that's what length is already given in meter, you are keeping as it is. Velocity is given in meter per second, so you are keeping as it is. But it's mm, converting into a meter. We know 1000 mm equal to 1 meter. So mm to meter, you have to divide by 1000. So by that you are getting 0.3 meter. And the stove, we will be knowing it is equal to 0.01 centimeter square per second. So centimeter to meter, it is easy to convert. Instead of centimeter, we have to put what? 100 centimeter equal to 1 meter. So you put here 1 by 10 power 2. So at the top, while it is 10 power 2 is coming, it becomes 10 power minus 2. That's what, okay. Unit conversion you are making. So now we are utilizing the Darcy-Weisbach equation. So that is what we had obtained this as Darcy-Weisbach equation. So now this we are going to make a substitution on this. The F value is what a coefficient of friction that will can be a function of a Reynolds number RE. So Reynolds number RE we had seen in the case of the previous models itself. Laminar flow, turbulent flow, we got seen there is a correlation between this Reynolds number as well as the kinematic viscosity. So that's what we are going to make utilization velocity into D divided by kinematic viscosity V. So you can substitute on the formula kinematic viscosity as well as velocity and diameter, everything is known. Velocity is being 3 meters per second and diameter is being 0.3 meter, and kinematic viscosity is what you will be having a 0.01 into 10 power minus 4 meters per second. So by substituting, you are getting a value of 9 to 10 power 5 for the case of an Reynolds number, and the value of F is being 0.079 divided by Reynolds number power 1 by 4 for the case of flow through pipe. Okay. So that you are substituting and you will be getting a value of an AF. So this F value you are going to substitute here. These values, other values you are knowing already, it is given in data, so that you can able to identify the head loss. So the head loss will be what? 4 into the identified F value 0.0256 into 50 meter is what the L value, and the V value is being 3 meter per second, and the diameter value is what 0.3 meter, and the 2 into G value is what standard is gravitational acceleration is 9.81. So by substitution we are identifying what is the HF value, which is for Darcy-Weisbach equation. The same problem now you have to use for a Chassis formula, that is what V equal to C into square root of M. Okay. So now we are applying continuation of the problem. Now we are going for the Chassis formula. Okay. So V equal to C into square root of M. So here what C equal to 60, that is given in the problem, and you are identifying hydraulic main depth. So the hydraulic main depth is what D by 4. So substituting D value, you are identifying what is the hydraulic meter, that is being 0.075 meter. You are substituting this respective value, M value as well as C value and V value. These are our given data. Only unknown is what? I. Okay. That value you can identify, and with the help of that, you can identify what might be the loss of head. Okay. HF value you can identify from that. Okay. Now, only unknown is what? I. Okay. So this 60 you are taking to this side, that is being what? 3 by 60. And I value you have to identify, okay, so that you are taking a square on both sides, and it will be what? 3 by 60 square and 0.075. Now you are taking on the left side, means it is into 1 by 0.075, so that you can identify what is the I value. But we are knowing that I value is what? HF by L, because we know about I value, that is HF by L. So that you will be making the HF divided by 50, so that equating this we can get what is the HF value. So HF value will be identifying as 1.65 meter. Now we will come to problem 2. So in problem 2, also they have given a pipe length of 2000 meter and discharge is being 0.2 meter cube per second, because we know 1000 liter per second is what equal to 1 meter cube per second. By that 200 means you are dividing the meter 1000 to 0.2 meter cube per second. So HF value is what? That is being 4 meter. That is given in problem. They have given loss of head due to friction is 4 meter. Okay, and the changes constant is given. C value is being 50. Okay. So now what you are required to identify is required to identify about diameter. Okay. So now we know velocity of flow is what? That is velocity is being, we know from the continuity equation, Q equal to AV. So from that V you can write as discharge by area. So area is what? It's being circular pipe. Pipe means it is generally circular only. So Q by pi by 4D square, so that we can identify by the substitution. Q is what? 0.2 and divided by D value, it is unknown. Okay, you can keep as D itself. Okay. So 0.2 into 4 by pi D square, that is what V value. And hydraulic meter is what? F equal to D by 4. D is unknown, so you are keeping as it is D by 4. Okay. Now loss of weight is what? I equal to HF by L. But now you know about HF also and L also. So you can get the I value, that is being what? 4 is what? HF value, and L is being 2000 meters. So you are getting 0.002 meters. So you have identified what is Chassis formula. So the Chassis formula you are substituting. So only unknown is what? Now only unknown is being B. You have made as a substitution. So this is the B value, and C value is 50, and M is D by 4, and I is being 0.00. So now you can identify what is D value. So D value is what? You are taking a simplification. Okay. So 50 you are taking this side, means it is it will come in the denominator, so that you can take square root on both sides. So it will become what? You are going to get squaring on both sides. You are going to get D by 4 into 0.002, that will be equal to 0.00509 square and D power 4. So that you are going to get in terms of D power 5 in the next step. Okay. So going to get power of D power 4, because this D power 4 is coming this side, this D power 5. So D power 5 equal to this much, and D is needed means you can take fifth root of this 0.0518. So as the fifth root of 0.0518 while solving, you are getting the final answer 0.553. That is being what in meter. As you have to represent in mm means you can make multiplication with 1000, so that you are representing the answer in mm. It is being 553 mm. Now we will go into minor energy losses. So far we have covered energy losses, major energy losses. So in major energy losses, we have seen about RCV stack as well as Chevy formula. Now we are concentrating about minor energy losses. So the minor energy losses is what we have to see about this sudden expansion, sudden contraction, bending as well as substitution and pipe fittings. So a long pipe means we are not required to consider this minor energy losses. The above losses will be small as compared with the loss of it due to friction, and minor energy losses might be a negligible one without a C current. But if you are considering a shorter pipes, in shorter pipes, these losses are comparable. So the study of minor energy losses is must in case of the shorter pipe. So if you are seeing this due to expansion, if you are getting expansion, you can able to see the formation of spool and edges in these areas. Okay, so that's what we are required to derive. So you are as usually considering two sections, one on the uniform cross section, okay, and one on the expanded area, okay. So that's what you will be getting P1, V1, A1, different P1, V1, A1 you are getting, and you are similarly you are getting P2, V2, A2 at section 2. So due to sudden change in diameter, the liquid flowing will be what the smaller pipe is not able to follow the abrupt change of boundary. So because of that flow that will be separating from boundary and turbulent eddies are formed as shown in this figure, you will be having a formation of eddy. That's what even in case of previous model we have studied about voltage. If you are having a keeping up on a flat plate, that will be considered as an obstacle. Suddenly, due to the change of its area, you will be having a variations of its boundary layer. That is what now you are having a change of boundary layer. Uniformity is changing. Because of that, you are having a loss of it. Okay. So that's what now you have to be like. So now we are considering what is the pressure intensity of liquid. It is on the area A2 minus A1. Because from this area, it is passing this area, you will be having formation of eddies. That pressure intensity you are keeping as V dash. And what is the pressure loss due to this sudden expansion that we are keeping as H sub E. H sub F means what? That is matter energy loss, loss of due to matter energy loss, that is friction. Now you are getting expansion, so you are keeping as letter E. So now you are applying Bernoulli's equation. Bernoulli's equation will be what? Pressure head, velocity head, atom head. That will be equal at different sections. That is what you are making. Section 1, section 2. So now that is what you are also adding loss of head into sudden expansion while it is going to section 2. So now it is a horizontal pipe. So Z1 and Z2, the datum head is constant, so that Z1 and Z2 will get constant. So that will be getting cancelled. But seeing about this velocity head, that is not going to get cancelled because you are having a change of an area. So that the velocity is not going to be the same one. It's getting variation. So only thing we are neglecting this datum head. So we are writing the remaining portions as it is. And this loss of it is what we are already named as SFX. So that now you are solving it, it is being the pressure head difference and the velocity head difference. So this is you are keeping as equation 1. Now you are considering the control volume of liquid between section 1 and 2. So that you will be considering that control volume force, that Fx, that will be what? P1A1 plus this P dash A2 minus A1. That is what eddies losses, eddies lattice pressure, okay, minus P2A2. That is what it is acting on the opposite direction. So it is minus P2A2. So we will found that the P dash will be what? That will be equal to P1 because from here only it is flowing, that will be equal to P1. So by substituting that, we will be substituting days of P dash as P1. So we can take this P1 commonly outside. So we will be making P1 A2 because here P1 is there and P1 A1 is there and P1 A2 is there. P1 A1 and P1 A1 it is what it is getting constant because here it is plus. Okay, here it is what? Here it is minus P1 A1. So that we will be getting P1 A2 minus P2 A2. Then P is being A2 is common, you can take A2 commonly outside, so that it is being what? P1 minus P2 into A2. So that is the equation 2. So that the moment of liquid for section at section 1 is what? Mass into velocity. So that will be what? Rho A1 V1 into V1. So that will be what? Rho A1 V1 square. And at section 2, you will be having the similar thing, rho A2 V2 square. And now change of momentum per second will be what? The difference between these two, rho A2 V2 square minus rho A1 V1 square. So the change of momentum per second is what? The difference of rho A2 V2 square minus rho A1 V1 square. But we know about continuity equation, that is A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. Discharge is being constant throughout that different section. By using this concept, we will be getting A1 value will be what? A2 V2 by V1. So you can make change of momentum per second as C. In the case of an A1, we are substituting in terms of A2. Okay, so you are substituting what we are getting A1 for a continuity equation. In terms of A1, we are converted into an A2. Okay, so that you can be able to write it as further simplification while you are making. Okay, this B1 and B1 square getting cancelled, you will be getting rho A2 B1 B2. Okay, so that now rho A2 is what? Constant on the board. Okay, you are taking it commonly outside, so that it will be rho A2 into B2 square minus B1 B2. So this we are keeping as equation 3. Now we are knowing that the force acting on the liquid in the control volume, we had already identified it as P1 minus P2 in A in equation 2. And the change of momentum we had identified in equation 3 as rho A2 into V2 square minus V1 V2. Now, net force acting on the control volume is what? This is being that the Fx will be equal to this change of momentum. That is, equation 2 will be getting equated to equation 3. So, equation 2 that will be getting equated to equation 3. So, by equating, you will be getting that the P1 minus P2 by rho and A2 you are having here and here. So, that is getting cancelled. That will be equal to V2 square minus V1 V2. So now you are dividing both sides by G because to account about the pressure rate you are required to G. Okay. So P1 minus P2 rho G by you are dividing by G. Okay. So here also you are dividing by the same G. That means what you are not changing the net result of this one. Okay. So both sides you are dividing by G so that in the what is our Bernoulli equation form, that form you are bringing up. Okay. So P1 minus P2 rho G you are splitting up P1 by rho G minus P2 by rho G. Okay, and here it is as it is. So that He value you will be writing as P1 by rho G minus P2 by rho G plus V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G. This is for equation 1. Now you are going to substitute the value of P1 by rho G what we had got now. Okay, so that here we got that equation as V2 square minus V1 V2 by G. This is what you had got earlier in the previous slide. That value you are going to substitute at the first equation. So on here we are substituting this value. We have substituted the value. Okay. So that now you are further simplifying it. Okay. 2G is a common LCM. So you are multiplying over this by 2. Okay. 2V2 square minus 2V1V2 plus V1 square minus V2 square. So by simplification, you are going to get 2 and 2 will get cancelled. You will be getting V2 square only. Okay. And this is 2V1V2. Okay. By 2G as it is. Okay. And plus V1 square. Okay, so there is 2 V2 square and minus V2 square, so 1 V2 square. Okay, so that by simplification, you are further simplification. This is the form of what? A minus B whole square, because we know A minus B whole square is what? A square plus B square minus 2AB. So we are writing it B1 minus B2 whole square by 2G square. Okay, so that it is being the equation of the form A minus B whole square. Okay, so this bracket will come at the top side. Okay, so that we will be having a reduction of this equation because A minus B whole square only, not entirely for 2G. Okay, so that is what H equal to V1 minus V2 whole square by 2G. That is A minus B whole square. So V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2G. That is what head loss due to expansion. Now coming to the next thing is between what sudden contraction. About sudden contraction, now you see there will be a sudden contraction. Okay. So similar way you are considering all the terminology, but here we have the point vena contracta. So what is the vena contracta is you are having a liquid flows from larger bit to smaller pipe. The area will be goes on decreasing and become a minimum at section 6. At section 6 the pressure will be minimum. That point at CC we are calling it as a vena contracta. So after that there will be a sudden enlargement. Already we have made a derivation for enlargement. So that we will consider there. Okay, that we will be considered here also after CC2. So now you are considering additionally a CC section, that is what you are having ACBC. As usual, what we have considered 1 and 2, like that we are having an addition of the third section. And usually we are considering the A to B2 also. And HC will be what? Loss of A to B2 sudden contraction. So HC is what? Actual loss of it due to enlargement from section CC to 2. So now about HE, we are seeing that, that for the contraction we will be going to see V1 square minus V2 square by 2G. That is what for the case of an expansion we have seen earlier. So for an expansion we have seen earlier it is being V1 minus V2 because we have considered two sections 1 and 2. But now we are considering it as C and 2. So instead of 1 you are putting as C, okay, instead of 2 you are having the same 2. So that is what in this equation we have a BC minus V2 whole square. So that we are taking this V2 by 2G outside. So we will be getting it as VC by V2 minus 1 whole square. And we are also knowing continuity equation ACVC to be equal to A to B2. From that, we will simplify it as VC by V2 as it is being 1 by CC because AC by A2 is what CC. Okay. By considering the CC as AC by A2, we will make a substitution and we will get the VC by V2 value as 1 by CC. So now you are substituting the value of VC by V2 in equation 1. This is what equation 1 we have found, and we are substituting that. We will be getting that V square V2 square by 2G into 1 by CC minus 1. That 1 by CC minus 1 10 we can take as a small k value, so that the HC value is getting reduced to this value. So that the CC value can be assumed to 0.62 means, then the value of k will be what? 1 by 0.62 minus 1 whole square. So that k value you can get reduced to 0.375. Then HC value will become as k V2 square by 2G, or the k you are substituting 0.375 V2 square by 2G. So if the value is not constant due to contraction, then you can take that value here instead of 0.375, you can take the value as 0.5. So HC value will be considered for the case of contraction as just half of the value of the kinetic, the kinetic state, V2 square by 2G, what we are seeing in the case of Bernoulli state. Okay. So similar way, you will be having a loss of rate at the entrance of pipe. So that also you are going to get half of the V square by 2G value. So that is what you will be getting a sudden contraction in case of entrance. What is happening? That is getting a sudden contraction. So that is what depend upon the form of entrance. This is being what you will be, if you see the contraction as well as expansion. This is considered the case of a contraction. So what we had got in the contraction, we had get in the contraction means that is being half of the kinetic rate. So we are making the value of 0.5 V square by 2G. So that you will be having a velocity of liquid, it will be called as a 0.5 V square by 2G for the case of entrance. Similarly, for the exit, that will be what? It is sudden expansion. Okay, that is being a sudden expansion. So there will be a loss of an tank and reservoir. So that's what you are having to have on the same loss of it. That's what we have seen in case of an expansion losses. So same thing, we have a V square by 2G. Okay, that's what for the case of an XC plus, but it's not half of the what? Okay, it's a V square by 2G. And for this we have a separate derivation expression. Okay, so for the case of an obstruction, if you are providing obstruction, that also what? It will be acting as an there is a sudden contraction. Then after crashing this, you will be having a sudden expansion. So that we will be considering A being maximum area of the section, A being area of pipe, and B velocity of liquid. Then A minus A is what? Area of flow liquid at section 1,1. Then you will be considering the same way. You will be getting widened in case of by going to 2,2. That's what you will be getting section 2,2. It is going to have a uniform of section 2,2. So situation is what? It is a sudden enlargement while it is going from after 1,1. If it is C, it is being a sudden enlargement. So there will be a vena contracta at VCC. If you are having a 1, 2, 2 while going, if you are having a present of this obstruction, okay. So the vena contracta we had already seen the equation. That's what you are substituting as equation 1. And from continuity equation, we are seeing ACBC equal to A into B. And the loss of head due to obstruction is what? VC minus V whole square into 2G. So that we will be making the second equation, and the coefficient of contraction, if you are considering, the CC will be area vena contracta divided by A minus A. So that you can consider the value in equation 2. If you are substituting for vena contracta, you will be getting the value for velocity at C. So that you are going to substitute this VC value, so you can identify what will be the head loss due to obstruction. Okay, that is the head loss due to obstruction by substitution. Okay, now about a head loss due to bending. Whenever there is a bending in pipe, that also what will result in an AT. So there also we will get a minor losses. So that loss is what you will be considering as K V square by 2G. That's what we had seen in the AST. Similar to that one, we will be getting the losses in case of bending pipe. Okay, bending pipe. So that K value is what dependent on angle of bend, radius of curvature of bend, diameter of pipe. And this is the final one. And head loss due to fittings. So the loss of head in various pipe fittings such as wall coupling is what expressed as follows. So for this also we will be getting the loss of head as kV square by 2G, where velocity of flow is being known in the problem, and K is being what? Coefficient of pipe fitting. Okay. So about this video lecture, we will see up with the coming video lecture on turbines on model 5.